All right, I think we have one person coming. Okay, thank you for meet that person. Welcome to Agent Gateway meeting today. Thanks for accommodate us for the new time. Let me see if I can share my screen. I do see some new names here. If you are new to the community meeting, we would love you. Can you give us a quick introduction about yourself and provides us an opportunity to welcome you to the meeting? Let me meet somebody first.
I can start.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Valerio Cardoso. I'm from Brazil. I'm a staff AI machine learning engineer. I work in a company called Security Scorecard. It's a cybersecurity company. And now I'm working with agentgateway AI platform. And I decided to use Agent Gateway, agent registry in our infrastructure. Of course, I'm now an explorer, all the technology. Pretty exciting. My first meeting here. So nice to meet you, everyone.
That's amazing. By the way, how is your welcome? First of all, welcome to the meeting. By the way, we would love to hear from you. Your journey of using Agent Gateway. It sounds like you just decided maybe at the early stage. Is that correct?
Is that correct? I started to play a little 2 weeks ago. Some talks, some tests, and my team decide to move for the next step to try to create a more robust production test with Agent Gateway and early stage. Just try to understand the pros and cons, compare with. We work a lot with AWS Agent Core, so we try to compare, make it understand if what is the best option or not. So that's the journey for now.
Yeah, no, very exciting. Yeah, keep us posted. We would love to, work with you once you are a little bit further down the road. So welcome. Mike, I think your hands are up next. So go ahead.
We just met in another meeting, but it's the first time I joined Agent Gateway. I'm from Microsoft, and since you so nicely moved meeting to a little bit earlier, I'm located in Europe, so time works for me, so I decided to join. We are at Microsoft looking at using Agent Gateway in a few of our internal products. So we started looking at it a few months back, actively, and happy to contribute and make the project better, healthier, anything really that helps it to pick up. So that's me.
That's amazing, Michael. Excited to see you here. So we'd love to see you more and look forward to your contribution too. Jay, I think your hands are up next. Welcome.
Hello, guys. I'm a student and I'm just starting to contribute to open source. So kind of looking to get learn from you guys and just start doing open source. Yep.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And I think you picked one of the best projects. So
yeah. I got introduced to this from Shane. I think he gave a talk yesterday. So I'm like, let's try to contribute to the project.
That's amazing. By the way, which university are you part of it? I think Shane
Northeastern.
Northeastern. Okay, very cool. Yeah, we have to mention this to Shane. So thanks for letting us know.
Yeah.
Jonathan. Yeah, thanks, Jay. Jonathan, welcome. I think you are up next.
Yeah, hi. Nice to be here. I'm a colleague of Mike Krinkens. I'm also from Microsoft, obviously. I'm happy about the move to Wednesday because for me, it's the first time now that I'm able to attend. I wanted to attend for a while now, but the regular Thursday slot never worked for me. So yeah, happy to be here. I'm very new to the project. I'm experienced with network tech and proxies in general, but not with this specific proxy. To me, it seems really interesting. Mainly the fact that it was designed from the ground up to support AI workloads, which is really cool. I think Mike explained a little bit why, as a company, we're interested in that. But yeah, personally, right now, I'm interested very generally in Agent Gateway. I don't have like a specific niche or yeah, just in general. I basically just started by going through the like official quick starts, and then very quickly I noticed that some things weren't working, so I tried to fix them, and then I opened some PRs, and then I closed them because I realized that there is a UI rewrite, and I didn't know about that because I didn't attend the meetings. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm starting to be like in sync with what's going on. I'm still getting the hang of like how to best communicate with maintainers, like communication preferences. But yeah, this is more or less my introduction. I have a concrete topic to talk about, but I guess that's for later, right? I didn't hear the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for the intro, and very much welcome. I appreciate the feedback on this meeting works better for you, many of you, which unfortunately we didn't know, else we should have moved a lot earlier. And if you have specific topics, sounds like you do, please do add to the agenda. I did put the notes. The notes should be on the community calendar, which you can subscribe, but I also put in the chat. So do suggest a topic. We have another hand. Go ahead, Murali.
Hey, good evening, good day, everyone. So, to be honest, last week I joined, but I couldn't talk. So some of my students supported it. Yes. So, okay. So eagerly I was waiting for this call. Okay. So how I got introduced to this Agent Gateway. So a couple of weeks back, I have attended MCP days in Bangalore, India. So that time I got introduced different tools like Agent Gateway, MCP tools, and Goose, the other projects. Then after coming back to home, I was looking each project, which one is very much interesting. I thought the Agent Gateway is much better because we also written a different software layer where we can kind of aggregating the LLM calls, but at the application level, but not at the network level. So I thought this Agent Gateway is very much interesting. So that's why I started join this community.
That's awesome. Would you consider yourself a contributor or a user of Agent Gateway? Just curious.
Okay, so I wanted to be the contributor. So I have a personal blog. So what I'm doing is, so I'll go by a step by step. So now I'm a Windows fan. Okay, so I downloaded the application, how to configure the Windows in the Windows environment, how to run a sample applications. Now I'm exploring the YAML file, what are the configurations should be used and what is the use of it. So I'll be writing it step by step so that if someone comes as completely new, they should be able to learn and use it. So that's why I started writing the blogs as well.
That's awesome. Thank you and welcome to our meeting. We would love to see you more. With that, I think we've done all the intros. This has been the longest intro we had for a long time, so very much appreciate. Let's jump to the topics. We usually call out new contributors. Do we have any new contributors we want to call out? Nina or John, do you have anybody in mind, or Art?
I don't. There's so many in the 1.3. There was like on the release, there was I think like 20 or 30 new contributors. So awesome to see all the. Oh yeah, it's so long you have to hit read more and you haven't loaded a second page. So I'm really excited to see all the interest, both from all those contributors and on this call.
All right, that's awesome. I guess the other topic I want to quickly discuss is last week we had our 1.3 Agent Gateway release. I believe went out on Thursday. So not sure if any of you have been kicking tires. If you have any feedback, we would love to hear right now. My personal experience has been the UI has been great. I'm trying to get the virtual model works, so I'm looking for a fix for that. So if you try the virtual model from the UI, it may not have a good experience, but if you provide your own configuration, it should work. I think there's a specific bug related to the past prefix related to that, but other than that, the UI has been working really well for me. So I'm definitely a big fan of the UI. Does anybody else wants to share a brief feedback on the new release? I know some of you are kicking the tires on the new release, so. All right, maybe not. Let's move on to the next topic, the daemon set support. Do you want to take the control, Jonathan?
Johanna, yeah. What do you mean take control?
Of the screen sharing, do you want me to share for you?
Oh yeah, please do share the issue. That's enough. I don't have anything more to show other
Okay.
than that.
Go
Yeah. Thanks. So basically, what I did, like what I do naturally when stepping into a new project, is just try to solve some small bug fixes or like do something that is obviously helpful. So I looked at the like good new issues or help wanted issues, and I did find a few, but it looked like all of them are already pretty much handled. So that's when I decided to pick up the daemon set issue, but I wasn't sure whether it's actually useful. So John, I did see that you tagged it, like triaged it initially, but I didn't know that means that the maintainers accepted this as a desired feature. So in the meantime, I didn't want to waste time, and I actually went ahead and implemented it, but I first wanted to ask, like, is this something that the project wants, right? It seemed useful to me, and there is an equivalent issue in Istio, which I'm also a community member of and a contributor to. But yeah, just very generally, does daemon set support for agent gateway proxies seem useful, desired in any way?
This is an optional feature in Istio for the Istio's gateway. Is that correct?
I don't think Istio supports it, right? Yeah.
It's not a feature yet. It's a proposed feature.
Okay, good. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my adding the label definitely didn't mean it was accepted. I think on this one, I obviously meant to go back to it and have left it abandoned, unfortunately. But it's just always tricky with something like this. It's like it adds complexity, it adds value for some people, but how, what's the balance there? I think it probably is fine. I may have to look at the PR if it's 50,000 lines of code or something. I haven't loaded it. I suspect it's not that crazy. But I think it does probably make sense overall.
Okay, that's good feedback. Just to clarify, because I didn't hear you well at the beginning, you said that you putting a label on the issue means that you accepted it, basically?
No, I would say it does not mean that.
Does not. Okay, that's great. Cool.
I don't know if we really have an accepted label. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it certainly did make sense. Like, I read the use case of this Gabriel user who opened the issue initially. I don't know if Gabriel is on the call. And I also read the equivalent Istio issue, and it looks like there are some use cases for that, especially if you want to use like a what's it called, traffic policy local. Then combining that with daemon set is sort of natural. I don't know if that's the only use case, but yes. And what else do I want to say? Oh, if you do review the PR, may I ask that you don't do it right now, because there is a couple more like fixed commits that I want to push, and I haven't done that yet. So if you spend your precious review resources, please let me fix that before you go. Otherwise, you'd have to go twice. But yeah, I think the PR is not too huge. I don't remember exactly how many lines. I can check, but it's not 50,000 lines for sure.
Can I ask a clarification question? The external traffic policy to local, is that in which resource is that in to set that?
In which what? Sorry?
Which Kubernetes resource do you config this configuration to local? Is that in the gateway resource? Or?
That would be service, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the actual service of the gateway.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's written. I think it's written in more detail, like the specific use case in the description of issue 1592. So the author says, with this, you can set external traffic policy to local. I think that's on the service, to also get the real client IP of connections, and so on and so forth. I don't want to read the whole thing, but yeah, it's listed there. And if you're curious about like more more details, I think it's worth reading the Istio issue that's linked on the second comment as well, because it elaborates more there, like with more like concrete examples and stuff.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, my only worry though is this hasn't been accepted in Istio, and Istio has been, serving as a gateway for like almost 10 years. So this made me think maybe this is not a very common request, but it did have 8 people thumbs up.
So, I mean, I think the way to think about it is right now when you create a gateway object, then you get what's it called, like a subordinate object that's a deployment. And right now it's hard-coded. So deployment is the only workload resource type that gets created for gateways, right? And the feature request, as I understand it, is to be able to choose which workload resource, so which abstraction above pod gets created by the agent gateway controller. So the only other, the only other resource that makes sense is daemon set. So deployment is going to guarantee that you have a number of replicas somewhere on the cluster, and daemon set says that you're going to get agent gateway on every node. So any use case where there is a requirement for whatever reason that you have a gateway on every node merits a daemon set. And we don't need to make this up because daemon set already exists in Kubernetes. The only thing we need to do is tell the agent gateway controller to provision a daemon set object rather than a deployment object. So this is basically the feature. The rest, like, we don't do anything else at the pod level. In my PR, I try to completely reuse, or like 90% reuse the pod template inside either deployment or daemon set. So it doesn't really matter, like, for the details of the containers and whatnot, which abstraction we have above pod. This is just reusing the template. But there are some differences. So for example, horizontal pod autoscaler obviously doesn't apply to daemon sets, right? So we basically deny that at the API level if you try to put an HPA overlay combined with a daemon set workload. So there are some like complications and intricacies around this kind of stuff, but I try to be exhaustive and catch these. I may have missed a few, but we can always add like more validation or more tests or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the challenging, thanks for explaining that. I think the challenging is taking out a feature is hard, right? So how many people are asking this feature to make it? So I'm going to take a pause here, see if anybody else have strong feeling about this before we move on.
That's fair.
Well, if we move on to the next item, I think, John, you replied to me already in the chat, but I'm in a similar situation as Johanan. I basically like went through after playing with Agent Gateway, went through the open issue, tried to pick up something to like familiarize myself with like internals and how they work. And I found this one. It's relatively minor convenience improvement. Basically, it allows you to configure the gateway with multiple root certificates in the resource. Currently, you can already do that if you just bundle all the certificates into config map. Like, I don't know, using Cert Manager, for example, it has this thing. So it's like it's not a functionality that cannot be like done currently, but it's a minor convenience improvement in the sense that you don't have to have an additional interaction, an additional step to like bundle the certificates together. You can just put it in the config of the gateway resource. Gateway API kind of allows it, but it's optional, so like it doesn't matter for conformance for what it worth. But one additional thing to mention, while working on this, I kind of didn't find test suites for front-end TLS. And I think maybe if it's valuable, like adding the test suites, this PR like adds some tests covering this functionality. So that might be useful. But for what it worth, right, if you think that this feature is like not needed really because there are ways to work around it, that's totally fine as well. Just let me know.
Yeah, this sounds good. I'll take a look. Like I said, also good context to know the motivation, because I'll admit when I first saw PR, I was like, why does Mike care about more than one C server reference? Not that it's a bad thing, it just seemed like yeah, no, okay, makes total sense. This is great.
So John, maybe we should think about the, like, when you tag a feature, I think you only indicate this is a feature request, but we should think about this is like a very reasonable feature we want in Agent Gateway. We clearly want in Agent Gateway, so it would be helpful for contributors looking at contribution, so they don't spend time contribute something we're not sure we want in Agent Gateway.
I agree. I agree. It's worth going through our labels and improving them. If anyone is good at organization, I'm not. So open to feedback. Right now, we basically have the opposite. We have like a needs decision label, which is basically saying, don't even think about opening a PR yet. Like, we need to talk about it more. And we have even a bad first issue. I hope we also have a good first issue. Yeah, we do have good first issue. But the point of bad first issue was that, especially with LLMs, oftentimes people feel that it's easy to pick up any issue, and then sometimes it's like, no, like, it's just a warning that we know we want this, we know that, but for sure, if you're a new contributor, it's not the best place to start. But I think some more ones would be useful as well. Of like, I know a lot of people have like accepted or something, or I don't know. Open to feedback here. We can definitely clean these up and probably remove some not useful ones.
Yeah, maybe Keith, I don't know if Keith is here. Maybe that's something Keith would be good at. Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, by no means we want to create more work here. So if it's too much trouble, that's fine. Like, but for what it was, just like from the point of view of a new contributor, it would be super helpful if we like had some features, even if like we don't tag all the open tickets, but like some of them that like, well, this is really a feature we want, just like there is nobody to work on it right now. I would be happy to like go and take a look at it and pick it up, and just like while I'm learning the internals, that would be super useful way to educate myself.
Yeah, totally. So I saw Keith is not here. I will also provide that feedback to him and see if he would be maybe willing to help, because I think he's more familiar with the projects than many of us here too. All right. Do we have any other topic we want to discuss in the next few minutes?
I didn't add a topic, but I would like to ask a question.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So we are looking at using Agent Gateway internally, and one of the sort of production like checklist items that we have to go through is the security CVE patching processes, and I wanted to like understand what is the current like situation in Agent Gateway, as if like, does it have like early distribution list? Is there like a security working group, right? Does it make sense for us like to eventually join the security group to help with the triage, and so on and forth? Like, is there a process already around that? And if it exists, would be helpful to learn about it.
Yeah, so the current state, I would say, is a leaner approach than Istio, which I'm sure you're familiar with, because we, haven't needed it yet. But it's always been that I was kind of expecting that we'll expand it over time in terms of what we need to do. Right now, what it is that we have a report process that goes through just GitHub, privately report. I think there's like the TSC, which is like the TOC of Istio, has access. I'm certainly not opposed to adding a wider like security group that gets access. We don't have a distribution list. I'm not strictly opposed to it. Prior to last week, I wasn't aware of anyone else distributing Agent Gateway, and I'm not talking about Microsoft actually. Tigera just launched an Agent Gateway offering. And so, it didn't make sense at all. But now it could potentially. One thing, like, to get ahead of ourselves, this is also something I expected wouldn't last long, but it was useful to keep things simple as the project was getting off the ground, is we don't actually have a release branch at all, and certainly no private release build. And so that kind of puts us in a tricky situation with regards to like a security patch. We just haven't yet had, like, my expectation was always that if there was ever a point when we used to do a patch release, we would spin up the release branch infrastructure, which would not be hard at all. It would basically just be making a new branch and then pushing code there. Like, it's not like we need CI work. And so if we ever had a severe security release, then we would do that. We just haven't yet had like that come up, which is fortunate. But I guess all this to say is, like, we don't have that much process, but we're happy to expand it as it's useful. We just haven't proactively made a bunch of process where it wasn't useful.
Yep, thank you. That helps and makes perfect sense. I just wanted to mention, right, there's no like whatsoever rush on our side that this process has to exist or something. Like, we're happy to like collaborate and build it organically as and when it's needed, right? I'm just checking, like, going through our like production checklist and like picking items that might make sense to bring up and discuss.
So, Mike, this is great. Thank you for raising this. Maybe what we can do is I just send you, we have a simple process as documented. I think if I understood correctly, you are interested in helping with the process and also want to be on the disclosure list. So maybe we can work
eventually
a process to get on both, so we can welcome other people to get on both. So, so give us some time to send some draft for review, maybe in one of the upcoming community meetings.
Yeah, sounds good. And for what it worth, like, what I am kind of expecting is when this process exists, like, we will be added on the disclosure list when we can contribute enough to like actually the security like mitigation process, right? In the sense that we will be added on the list and will also help with addressing some of the issues. So and we don't have to be like there right now and anything of the sort. So.
Yeah, makes sense. But we want to start thinking about the process, so you and the rest of the community can, understand that too, because we want to be that process to be public so people can understand. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to see the discussion today and see so many of the new faces and also familiar faces join our meeting today. So I think we're right on time. So look forward to see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.
Thanks.